Hey guys, welcome back to Homemade Homestead. It is the end of our Sukkot, Feast of Tabernacles, and we have spent, Rachel and I and all three kids have spent the last week in this tent. And we're going to show you a little bit of the inside and some of what we like and what we didn't like about this tent. So let's get in there and show you. All right. So this is where it happened. This is where Rach and I slept. We did it like 1950s style with our beds separated. We both had our own separate cots, which we decided, or Rach decided she would definitely like, and I agree after a week of it. We both wanted our cots that we could sleep up off the ground. A rare, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but these were really good to help keep us off the ground and probably kept us a little bit warmer. And since we're getting a little bit older, kept our backs from getting as sore. So that's really nice. It did get cold where we were. It dipped down to in the mid-20s, and so I had an insulated sleeping bag, which I've had since I was a little kid, but I still had to layer on a few blankets. This is a minky blanket. I don't know what exactly it's made out of, but it's super warm. Had to pile that on. Had this nice jacket, hunting jacket that Rach bought for me. That's also helped keep me really warm. She had like a minky and another big fluffy blanket and another big fluffy blanket and I think maybe a third one underneath there that she slept with because her sleeping bag isn't exactly meant for as cold a weather. And the little one slept right in between us. Well, that was the hope, right?
So our hope was that our 9-month-old would sleep in her playpen, but that didn't really happen. She slept with me most of the time on my cot, which was a little bit hard, honestly. I did like the cot, but it was kind of funky because it goes up at the end, which is a little bit hard like to turn because I'm a belly sleeper or a side sleeper. So it's kind of a little bit awkward that it goes up at the end, but for the most part, we enjoyed it. And with her sleeping with me, it did keep her warm. And she's holding the other thing that we think is a must. It's a sound machine. It really helps keep the sound kind of constant. And so it helped her sleep better. And I think the kids sleep better as well. Because we heard a lot of traffic, so it kind of kept the noise an even level. So we like this. It's battery powered, so it worked great out here. Another thing is we love the height of this tent.
Yeah.
It's 6'8", so we can stand, we're really short actually, but we can stand with plenty of headroom. And up here we have a little lantern that you can recharge. It has a little USB port and it has many different settings. This setting is supposed to help the bugs not be able to see it. It recharges, it lasts for a couple nights before we have to recharge it.
And it's got that really nifty
carabiner.
An eye hook where you can hook just such a lantern.
One thing I didn't care for is this center divider. It like doesn't give you complete privacy. It does close up. Let me show you. And then it zips in the middle. It does cover the bottom part, but it does have some big gaps on the side. You can see that. So it doesn't totally cover the middle.
A little bit more closed in on the sides, right?
Yeah, just to give a little bit more privacy.
It was something though.
It was.
Gave some separation.
So in this side is where the other two kids slept.
What we did for these guys, since they had this whole area, they didn't have to accommodate a baby over here. They had all that extra space. What we did was just took the topper off of our mattress at home and they used that. Both of them were able to sleep on that, which gave them that little bit of an extra layer insulation from the cold of the ground, gave them that extra cushion as well. And we also got them their own sleeping bags, pillows, and our kids just love the books. So they had a good stash of Magic School Bus, and again, our 8-year-old had this fun history book that he was able to look at. They both had flashlights, just some like cheap little $1 or $2, whatever it was, handheld flashlights that you can pick up at Walmart that came in really handy. a really amazing part was that even though they were in a totally new environment, you know, not used to sleeping here, both our boys just slept like champs for a majority of the time that we were out here. They just loved being outside. I feel like a lot of the nights they got better night's sleep than they did at home. Something else we really found handy, like for if we needed to see, grab some things in the middle of the night, that was in some of the things that we packed, or if we needed to go outside and use the facilities. We found that we really like this headlamp. We didn't buy this specifically for Sukkot, but as you can see, it's quite nice to shine where you're going. If you need it, it can get really super dark over here. It's also rechargeable, it's USB compatible. I think a lot of things like that are like that now. But it's really handy to have on camping trips because you can always keep this by your side, especially if you're in unfamiliar terrain, you're not used to being there, you don't know the layout. This is really good to help you not feel so lost outside or even inside the tent. These windows, we didn't ever really use, as you can imagine. I mean, most people would usually camp out probably more in the summertime when it's warmer outside. It was frigid, so we were looking to conserve any heat that we could. So we just kept these things zipped up, but those are really handy if you need them in the summertime. One really cool thing about these windows is that they're on a slant, so that in event of a rain, and we showed you before when we were setting up the thing, those rain flaps that came down, and these windows are at an angle so that in event of a rainstorm, these windows aren't straight up for the rain to come in. It's actually tilted against the rain to help protect the rain, even if you want to keep this window open.
One thing we loved was this very sturdy door. That way the kids didn't have to zip and unzip to get inside the tent. It was easy for them just to pull it and go right inside. The Velcro kept it closed good enough. It even has this like little flap that can go over top to make sure like water stays out. We never had a lot of rain. One time we had a light sprinkle, but that was it. So we can't really say if it does well in the moisture. We got some really high winds and this thing held up beautifully. We're really impressed with the structural integrity of it because it got really windy and it did just fine.
And it was also a good windbreaker, right?
Yes. We didn't really feel the harsh wind inside, so that was wonderful.
And around back.
So this is just a single little pop-up tent, but inside we got a single potty. So right in here, you've got this, and then in there it's got a lid to keep all the smells in, but it's a little potty. We have bags that go inside to catch all the business, some hand sanitizer that attaches to the wall, and then we just had a bucket with some wood shavings that we would sprinkle on, kind of like a compostable toilet. And then on this side, it has some toilet paper.
Right there.
And if you're in a place where you don't really care about the bucket catching it, you can dig a hole right below it and just use it, do your business down in a hole and then bury that later on. So it gives some versatility.
Yeah, so on the subject of the potty, we would really recommend that potty because Rachel, you know, she's she's a girl, you know, it's a lot harder for them to be out in the wilderness, you know, without the use of those proper facilities and stuff like that. She even had an okay time being willing to use that thing, so big plus for the potty. Mickey?
Yeah.
It's getting a little dark. Turn that light on. It's not exactly like daytime, but it really, this is a great light too to illuminate the place. But that about does it for our tent tour. We were super pleased with this tent, and I think we would highly recommend it. So this is not a paid endorsement for the tent. We are just telling you our honest thoughts about how we thought what our experience was for this last week, and we were super pleased with our purchase decision. But that does it for this video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you go, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We hope to see you again real soon in the next video. Take it easy. Little twerps. They like it.